Welcome back to the Distressed Princess. I'm Rhonda. In today's video, I'm working on high-end Christmas dupes. How do these grab ya? These were from frontgate.com and Neiman Marcus. And I will show you step by step how to get the look for way less. So we start out this story on frontgate.com where look at this gorgeous, very high-end Christmas decor, but it is inspiration. I was looking for things that I hadn't seen before, so these globes were one of those things. The red set would look really nice with a Ralph Lauren Christmas, I believe, but I prefer white in this case, so I'm going to try to dupe this set. And when I looked at this online, the first thing I thought of was globe. One of those globes that covers the light over like a kitchen sink. So I went to Menards. I had to go there for some other things anyway. And here's the perfect set. They also had this smaller one in plastic, but I really liked the glass for this case. But instead of getting the larger one and the smaller one, I saved my wallet and I only got the smaller one. So you guys can do the pair, but I'm going to show you on the smaller one. The other things you'll need are some frosted glass, which is really easy to use. Just take it outside, spray it. It dries very quickly. One coat is all you need. And these string lights from the Dollar General store. I think these are perfect for this project. They're only $5. They have plenty of lights. You want to light this thing up. And look at all of the combinations that this light strand does. And plus, I also love that it's the warm lights, not the cool lights. With the picture of the globes pulled up on my computer, I used my gold acrylic marker to just draw the design. I wasn't trying to be perfect. It looks better, I think, even if it looks hand-drawn. And see how there's no real pattern. It's kind of whimsical in how it's drawn on these. It's really important to do the frost glass on this before you do your gold marker because it will be too slick for your marker to stick without the frost. The next thing you're going to need is some of this white glitter paint. Now, when I say glitter, it's toned down. It's not falling all over the place. This is the best kind of iridescent sort of glitter. It's a cloudy day here, so that's why the lighting looks weird in my kitchen, but try to see how it kind of captures some of the little iridescence. I really tried to get detailed with this because there are pearls on the one at front. I don't know if they're real pearls, but there's pearls. And so I tried to attach some pearls. I used Gorilla Glue. That didn't work. I used super glue and that didn't work. I even tried my JB Weld, but since it's not an instant enough hold, that didn't work. So I scrapped the pearl idea and just went on to the lights. I tell you this because it would be really nice to have the pearls on there. If anyone has any suggestions on glue that's instant hold that truly, I mean, you would think that the super glue would work, but that didn't. Anyhow, I used the lights from the Dollar General store, just stuff them down inside. You guys are going to be amazed when I turn this on. Just hang on. Boom. That is so pretty on my media cabinet and for a fraction of the price. Now over on Neiman Marcus, they have this Mackenzie Childs candy jar, cookie jar that I think is perfect for Ralph Lauren Christmas. And over at Walmart, you can pick up one of these jars for only $7 and we can fancy it right up. We'll just be using paint and one of these stencils. Now I looked all over online to try to find this very exact one. I know I bought mine at Walmart, but I guess they don't carry it anymore. But there are very similar ones that you can find online. I did buy a new knob for my cookie jar too. It wasn't this one because I liked that one, but I changed my mind again before it was all said and done. So the first thing I did when I got home was remove the knob from the cookie jar. Then I coated it with sealant and I let that dry and I scuffed it up. And this was all so that the paint would stick, all in the name of making the paint stick. None of it took very long, but it really makes a difference in your outcome. Then the most important thing about these silk screen stencils is you have to fuzz them, lay them on a towel first several times, and that kind of de-stickifies them so that it doesn't pull your paint off when you peel it back. So that's the hope. Now I will admit that this is my second or third time at this because I had to learn my lessons so that I could teach you. The sanding really helps, and chalk paint would probably help better than acrylic. So now I'm laying down the stencil and getting out the air bubbles, and then I've made my own homemade concoction of paint. You have to use a chalk paint, that's best, so that you don't get any bleed through. Chalk paint with the stencils always. But I did have to tint my chalk paint because it wasn't the right color that I wanted. So I added some green, I added some blue, and made my own little concoction. I always use that stencil brush when I'm stenciling. I prefer it to a sponge. And here's the results. Very nice. And here's the actual knob that I chose. I picked it because it was more like a rounded knob, like the inspiration. So I thought that the screw would work with it. The screw is too long for it. So I'm just using E6000 to stick it to the lid. And I sprayed everything with a clear glaze. I don't have any Christmas cookies to put in there yet, so I've got marshmallows for my cocoa. Now, like I said, I was looking for things that I had never seen, and I had never seen nutcrackers standing on drums before. I thought they were very cute. And so I ran to the Dollar Tree where I picked up one of their larger nutcrackers. There's several to choose from, and how I chose mine was the one that I had to do the least work on. So that was the one in the white uniform, because I wanted my smaller little nutcracker that you also pick up at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to give him a teetotal makeover. He's going to be the one that gets painted from head to toe. Now the larger nutcracker is $7, so you have to be at a Dollar Tree Plus, and the little one is $1.50. Now, you know where that come from. The drum that you're going to need comes from the Dollar General store. They have different color ones. I don't think it matters what color you get because we're going to paint it all up. I take that back because if they have a drum that this red cord is actually gold, that will save you a step. After you get everything removed, you see that the top and the bottom will come off, and you actually want them to come off because that's going to make it easier to paint it up. I did put the pieces back on so that I could draw the zigzag lines in between the little pegs. That way I knew for sure that I had them the correct distance apart. I wanted to show you my nifty little paintbrush kit that I ordered off of Amazon. I've had it for a spell, but I just love how organized it is, and they're my favorite paintbrushes. It's just a cute little thing. Makes me feel like an artist. The paint I'm using is chalk paint. I'm using Snow White and Sandstone. They're both Waverly colors from Walmart. And I did my white paint first, and then I went to put my sandstone on, and the sandstone just wasn't covering like it should. So then I did a first coat of white where the sand I'm getting tongue-tied trying to say sandstone. Anyway, base coat of white is going to make your sandstone color go on a lot better. The top and bottom parts of the drum are going to be gold, so I gave both pieces around the edges only. I left the top glittery part alone, but around the edges I went around with the black chalk paint so that the gold rub and buff will pop. And the color of this rub and buff is antique gold. You just use your finger and get all over the top and the bottom of the drums. And I also used a small brush to get in around the little knobs. Now remember the red cord that came off of the drum. That's why if you can find a drum that's already got gold cord, that'd be best, because I used gold rub and buff to turn mine gold. Now that everything's painted and turned to gold, we can reassemble. Just use hot glue on the top and bottom pieces. And the piece of gold cord wasn't quite long enough. I had to tie the two pieces together. Then just zigzag it around the little pegs and hot glue it in place. And after I got the cord on, then I touched up the places where I painted to make it look neater. I used ivory chalk paint to paint his face, and I wanted to get rid of those teeth. That's the one thing I don't like about the Nutcrackers, and the ones at front gate that I am duping, they don't have those teeth, so I'm going to paint over those. I'm painting over the entire faces of both Nutcrackers, but the smaller one's going to get a uniform change too. And so now he is a blank slate. I have a coat of the ivory chalk paint all over him so that my acrylic paints will stick better. I was really glad that I picked the white Nutcracker at the Dollar Tree because he's carrying a drum. And our other little fella, he's standing on a drum, so I think they make a really cute set. The rest of this Nutcracker is just painting his uniform. I just used some brown and I concocted my own color again. I wasn't liking how the color brown was going on. I wanted something a little richer, so I added a little red paint to my brown paint. So I covered the creepy teeth right up with my brown paint, and then I took some gold paint and did the cuffs of his uniform and his boots, and then an acrylic gold marker that I used to draw on the little doodads on his uniform, the buttons, and of course he's totally customizable. I used my black acrylic marker to do some little dots for eyes, and I used my white acrylic marker to draw back in a mustache. The hardest thing about painting these Nutcrackers is trying to keep their hair out of the paint, but I totally recommend picking some up and giving them a makeover. The large Nutcracker, I just painted his face with the ivory chalk paint and did the same treatment. I covered up his teeth with the ivory paint and I painted that gold collar, so that was really easy to fix. And I wanted him to have a furry hat too, like his little partner. You could totally quit here, draw his eyes on, but I wanted to be extra. So I'm using the fuzzy part, the white fuzzy part off of a stocking, and I'm going to fashion a furry hat. I hot glued a rectangle piece around the outside of his hat that he already had, and then I cut out a circle piece and hot glued it to the top, and then I hot glued all around the edges, and he turned out great. I gave him the same little dots for eyes and a white mustache. These turned out even better than I had hoped. And considering it was less than 10 bucks for both of them, crazy, because the ones at front gate, they were $60, over $100 a piece. And the last dupe today is a stocking holder over on front gate. It's absolutely beautiful for $74.25. But I saw the same thing. I saw a globe. So at Menards, I picked up one of those clear globes for only $8. And I have here at home a tin that I picked up at the Dollar General store You're also going to need some gold metallic paint, some rice lights, and a deer ornament. My deer ornament came from the Dollar Tree. So now I had high hopes for this gold spray paint. We're going to spray paint this bottom part of the tin and the reindeer. I took everything down to the barn to do the spray painting. And I don't know if I just had a hold of a bad can of spray paint or what, but the cap test is no good. Plus this thing came out like water. It didn't like spray, it more spurted. It was very hard to deal with, but anyhow, that's when I locked my keys in the barn and why this video is late coming out. The bright metallic gold that spray can was supposed to be was a total fail. So I just did rub and buff over the top of it. So save yourself time and just rub and buff the tin and the deer. I did the inside rim too because it'll be showing, but the bottom won't show. Okay, so in order for this to work properly, we need a false bottom. So I'm just going to use the lid off of that stupid spray can because it wasn't good for anything else. I threw it in the trash. So now it's going to be something for my deer to stand on inside of this globe. Now take a piece of poster board and cut it out the same size as the opening of the globe. So I traced out a circle and I cut it out. And then use the gold rub and buff on the poster board. Now this is crazy how gold rub and buff looks so good on white poster board, but it sure does. Now that everything is the right color, assembly is really easy. I just use hot glue to glue the poster board to the paint can cap, and then hot glue to attach the deer's feet to the poster board. And I'm using Dollar Tree rice lights because they are a shorter set for this project, and I wrapped it all around the deer. Then the deer goes back down inside of the tin that you painted gold, or if you already have a gold tin, that'd be perfect. And I slipped the globe back over to make sure everything was going to fit. When I was happy that it was going to work out, I hot glued everything back down in place. Mine turned out a little bit big for a mantle, so it's not a stocking holder. You could definitely add a hook if you wanted to, but I'm just leaving mine as a standalone decoration. So what do you think of my high-end dupes today? I think that they were all pretty successful. They were not really hard to do. I think anyone can actually do this. So run to the Dollar Tree, run to the Dollar General, grab your items and get the look for less. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye!